Well, good afternoon and welcome to Bar TV's Round 4 coverage of the real NRL match here this afternoon. Today we're here to watch the Port Stephens Sharks up against the West's Rosellas. Of course, round 1, Souths defeated the Port Stephens Sharks by 36 points to 16, just going through a few scores just to keep you up to date. Round 2, they also unfortunately went down, but it was a tough torrid battle against the Macquarie Scorpions, 32 to 18 I should say. And then of course last week Cessnock defeated Port 58 points to 16. The Western Suburbs Rosellas, though, well, their match against Lakes last weekend was washed out, and that match accidentally is now rescheduled for the free weekend, which will be Sunday the 15th of June. So not too far away before that match will be rescheduled. Well, the rest Rosellas, they pretty much won through to 17. The Port Stephens Sharks, they do have a few late exclusions. We will go through their side shortly, but without further ado, I'd like to introduce my co-commentator for this afternoon. It's a very warm welcome. Everybody knows him in the Newcastle Rugby League. Craig Higgins, good afternoon and welcome to Bar TV.
Yeah, thanks for that. First time occasion, and I get to see the Sharks run around against West in what should be a fairly good game of football if the Sharks can hang on to it. I think that's a key factor, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just going to mention what will be the key factor, hanging on to the football and be solid for the full 80.
I think that's what they have to do. If they don't, looking at this West side, I think they'll get caned. But they've proven before when they do complete, and they will compete. So I think that's the key factor definitely today.
Okay, Craig, well, great to have you in the commentary box. We look forward to your comments throughout the next 80 minutes live here on Bar TV. Wherever you might be tuning into the coverage, we welcome you to Bar TV in season 2014. Sunday afternoon football here. A blustery afternoon here in the Port Stephens Raymond Terrace Shire, right on the dam, so a lot of wind coming out of the south as well, so look for kicking battles today to pretty much favour one side or the other. We'll go through that a little bit more in detail too before the teams come onto the field, but what we might do right now, Craig, is go through the Port Stephens Sharks side as they'll take to the field today. Now, as we mentioned, it's going to be a challenging game against West, but this is the lineup. At fullback we have Joel Osborne. On the wing will be Willie Powell. The centres of Robert Gudgeon and also Cameron Cooper. Of course, I think he was named the players' player last week against their opposition. Also in 4 is Cameron Cooper and Brodie Lamb. The 5/8 halfback combination of Trent Green and Kyle McCarthy. Now, the late inclusion, of course, is is Khan Doyle. He's no longer playing for the Sharks this afternoon. In his spot will be Bryce Jones. The 9 is Daniel Harris. The 10 will be Marvin Tarney. The 11 is Glenn Payton. The 12 is Tamakupu, and Kyle Curry, he's no longer playing in the lock position. In 13 this afternoon will be Tamata Rengai, I think you'll find. And then a change bench of Jared Donnelly, Ryan O'Connor and Will Clark. And of course they're coached by Adam Brown. Well, the West Rosellas, they look this way. At fullback we have Justin Smith. On the wings is Jermaine Ale and also Callan Richardson. The centre pairings of Simon Williams and the goal kicker of Steve Gordon. 5/8 halfback is Jade Porter and Brad Murray. Big boppers of a forward pack as the West's Rosellas come out onto the field, led of course by the number 8, Mark Tafua. The 9, James Wolford. 10 is Ryan Petro. Warren Shillings in 11. Peter Mannion in 12. And locking the scrum for them will be Lucas Miller. The interchange for them will be Jake Finn, David Dryden, Matt Herman and Dan Bamblett. West, well, they've won 21 premierships since coming into the competition, eyeing off a hat-trick of premierships this season if they can go away and win the competition. Not since, I think it is 97, 98 and 1999 that a team like the West Rosellas have gone 3 years in a row, Craig, to win the premiership. So that's probably what they're eyeing off at the end of this season. But the West Rosellas, they're on the field. We're just waiting now for the opposition in the Port Stephens Sharks. If you just tuned in to the broadcast here on Bar TV, Cessnock defeated Port last week and 58 points to 16. But we do know whoever they play here on home soil, they will be in for a contest here in the real NRL. And don't forget, we're on Twitter as well. throughout season 2014, hashtag Bar TV Sports, and also hashtag Real NRL. Facebook, of course, as well, facebook.com/Bar TV Sports. Well, here we go. The Port Stephens Sharks. Looks like they'll be getting the game underway here this afternoon. They're going to be defending the southern end here at the Leisureway Complex, right here on the dam here, close to, well, we're pretty much in the Port Stephens, right on the border of Raymond Terrace and Port Stephens. So here we go, round 4 of the Real NRL, and we're about to get play underway. Our referee here this afternoon is Ben Teague. Touch judges are Dylan Clark and Kylie Aylett. Co-commentator Craig Higgins in the box today, and the Sharks get us underway. And a bit of a tumble there to start proceedings from Brad Murray, but he's done well to get back up and go again before he's crunched in the tackle. And they're about 30 metres out from their own line is where they'll play the ball. Back it comes now to Tafua. He runs into Marvin Tarney, and he offloaded the ball though about the back to Justin Smith, and he's taking the football now on tackle 2. We might hear the whistle. We do indeed. There's a penalty, first penalty of the match, going the way of the Rosellas here, Craig, about 30 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, and that's probably just not what Port Stephens wanted early on either, an early penalty, because it's just a matter of them limiting West possession, basically. So that's one thing they're just going to have to get out of their game.
Cameron Cooper, I think it is out there, Craig, on the ground. Could be a bit winded in that tackle. Of course,
I think he might have done his ankle, actually. He was holding on to that at one stage.
The trainer is over there with him now, as you can see, just getting back up off the ground. Cameron Cooper, last week's player's player for the Port Stephens Sharks, going down to the Cessnock side. Is he coming from the field? He's just ducking back. I think he may even stay out there. And the kick now for the Rosellas. They're going to kick it into touch. First penalty in their first set here on Sunday afternoon football here on Bar TV. Thanks for tuning in to the match here this afternoon. As the 11 now, this is Warren Shillings. Good run up towards the Sharks' 30-metre line on tackle number 1. What have they got in their repertoire this afternoon? The Rosellas, reigning premiers, looking to go a hat-trick of premierships if they can go all the way in this season. Back it comes now to Lucas Miller, and he's claimed there about 30 metres out from the Sharks line. Wolford now in a dummy half. They work the right-hand side. This is Murray. Goes himself, looking, probing, offloading. This is Simon Williams. He's dropped down. About 18 metres out. Wolford now in a dummy half. Goes left to Murray. Murray goes short. This is Mannion. Taken into the ground there by Glenn Payton and 2 others. Quick play to football. He wanted it, didn't quite come. Here's the kick into the end goal area, looking for Richardson. Richardson couldn't get to the ball for the Rosellas. Sharks did well in goal. You're going to get a goal line drop out here. More pressure coming up for the Sharks, Craig.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And Port did pretty well there. But this, once again, what we said before, this is something they don't want. One thing, West, you don't want to give them the football. And they've had plenty of it to start this game.
Cole McCarthy. Impressive last week against the Cessnock side, by all reports.
Yeah, Cole's a good player. He was a hooker, and they were sort of struggling for a halfback, so they put him back there, and he's been guiding around pretty well.
Well, here's the kick. It's gone 51 metres on the fly, and this is where they're going to begin their second opportunity since the whistle got us underway here on tackle 1. 30 metres away from their own line. This is Wolford. Sets it back there to Tafua. Runs into Ryan O'Connor. He'll play the football now. Wolford again. Back it comes to Miller. Solid tackle over there from the Sharks. One of them there was Marvin Tarney. Ball played back. Wolford. Back to Tafua. Up the middle goes Tafua. 5 metres out. Wolford. Are they working towards the first try? Short ball. Here it is. Shillings is in. First try for the Rosellas. Well, the defence got a shock. They just couldn't quite cover in time, and Shillings went straight through. First try. We've had 4 minutes. They lead 4-0.
Yeah, they look pretty good, Wes. As I said, they've had plenty of ball. I mean, the game's been going just over 3 minutes now, and Port has yet to touch it. But their halfback, he seems to be playing really well, and he's calling the shots. And, you know, any side that comes up against West, your defence has got to be on the day or you'll play.
This is it on the replay. Wolford got the ball, as you can see there, floated a good pass to Porter, bit of a step, bit of a weave, and that man there, Warren Shillings, goes all the way, and Joel Osborne, all he could do was look in awe as the Rosellas went in for the first try.
Yeah, well worked play on the left-hand side there. He come in on that angle there and caught the inside shoulder of the Port defender.
4 minutes gone. So we've had a point a minute here at the Lakeside Tavern Complex right here. Here we go now with the kick from about 25 metres in from the eastern touchline. This is Steve Gordon, I think you'll find, in jersey number 4 with the kicking duties for the rest Rosellas here this afternoon. Can't forget our touch judges this afternoon too, Craig. Dylan Clark and Kylie Aylett on the touch lines this afternoon. Here's the kick though. Wonky, and that is why the breeze got hold of it and guided it left.
It's a tough day for the goal kickers today. It's tough enough to keep the ball on the tee, just let alone kick a goal.
Up around 16, 17 degrees here. Blue skies, but a real chill, as Craig just mentioned there, in that, well, it's more than a breeze, isn't it, Craig? More of a gale. This is the ball that's going to sit up in that breeze, and the Rosellas will have all the possession, haven't they, in attack. It's been all the Sharks in defence, as we see now Wolford in a dummy half. They come up over the 20, up towards the 30-metre line. And the Sharks in there, not in one tackle, not in two, but 3 men in the ground. Ball played back to Tafua, running across the 40 before he's on his back. One of them there was Bryce Jones. Wolford again picking the ball up from dummy half. They're making quite easy metres. Here's that gap again. They're into open space. Support left and right. Bumped Osborne out of the way. What a run. Now they're down towards the 10-metre line and the Rosellas are on the prowl. Which way will they go now? It comes back away through the middle. Back it comes, and down in the tackle there is the 10. And of course that is Petro. Wolford back then out of Porter. He goes one wide to Murray. Here's the kick in towards the in-goal area. Somebody's got to go back and get the ball, and I think you'll find the Rosellas might have got there and scored. Referee says yes, they did. Don't know where the Sharks were. Don't even think the Sharks knew what was going to happen there, Craig. But the Rosellas' second try of the afternoon, 8 points to 0. 6 minutes gone in the first half.
They created havoc down that left-hand side again. A great break there by Warren Shillings, and obviously Osborne couldn't put him to ground, and they've paid the penalty for it.
Well, this is how it unfolded. They kicked it off the boot of the halfback, and they went all the way and touched it down, only inches or centimetres in from going over the dead ball line. But they've got the second try of the afternoon.
And this is where Port's problem is. That's a 5th tackle try, and I know the coach, Brownie, wouldn't be happy with that. I mean, they've held him out. They did well after that long break, and then for that to happen on 5th tackle play, definitely coach killer.
So this is the perfect position here of how gusty the gale is, pretty much. Wolford's had to go over and put the finger on the ball. Gee, we're going back to the 1920s here.
Yeah, well, that's the rule. A player's got to hold it, I'm told. A trainer's not allowed to.
Here's the kick from Steve Gordon. Second kick of the afternoon for conversion. Moves in, hits it. It's coming around. He's got it. It's a ripper. So after 6 minutes of play here, it's the Rosellas leading by 10 points to 0.
And as you said, 6 minutes. It's unbelievable to think that the Sharks have not touched the ball as yet. And I noticed Osborne's back in. He copped a fair hit there when he tried to pull off a tackle on Shillings coming through. So he's taken his place back at the back at fullback.
I think it's, you know, we've obviously both of us have watched a lot of rugby league, but I don't think I've seen this in quite a long time where the Sharks haven't had any attack, all the possession to the west side, and they're up by 10 points to 0. A rare moment in any grade of rugby league.
And unfortunately, it'll take its toll on them too. If it doesn't even out, they'll find it a bit tough.
Wolford again, waiting a dummy half. With the ball on this occasion, it's Petro. Wolford again. Over the 30-metre line. Gee, they're just bumping them off, aren't they? At ease thus far.
This is where their discipline's got to kick in for Port. A penalty here, and you know that puts them just under pressure again.
Back to the 40 they come. Back to Tafua. He takes them over the halfway line. They go for a scoot for a dummy half. Wolford. Ball's on the ground. Could go into touch. It does. Kylie Aylett was right there to see that. Well, this is their first opportunity. They've had 10 minutes to do something, and they've finally got it, Craig. 5 metres inside the West Rosellas end of the field.
Yep, 9 minutes down, first touch of the footy, and they'd hoped they've got to complete this set of 6. And obviously they're going to be a bit drained. There's been a lot of defensive work there, but the boys there just got to lift here and put a bit of zip in their play.
Okay, the fans are revved up. Let's see what they've got. First opportunity to attack the Sharks, and they're dropped down 40 metres out from the Rosellas line. Harris now. He works it to the right-hand side of the field. That was flat. Referee said play on. And they're out to the 30-metre line. 10 minutes gone. Trailing by 10, the Sharks. Comes back to the 15. Ryan O'Connor. Centre of the field. Rosellas on the defence for the first time in this match. They're going to dribble along the ground. Green puts boot to ball. Out there is Ale. He fields a ball for the Rosellas. 15 in from the eastern touchline.
Sort of nothing set there from the Sharks. Didn't really put the West team under any pressure. A little kick through there which was handled quite easily, and once again West are on the attack.
To the 30-metre line. Well, they're first. You don't want to, bag teams, but the Sharks, I think they could have done a bit better in their first set of 6 here, but they'll learn from that. It's now Wolford to the 40-metre line. He's got the ball. Short at the halfway line by a metre. This is Peter Mannion in 12. To his feet, Wolford. Here's the kick on the halfway line off the boot of Murray. Sends it straight out there to the winger. And Palau, I think that is out there, Craig.
Yeah, that's why you don't play anymore. You don't like tackling blokes like him.
Definitely got a bit of speed to burn out there, does he, on the wing?
Oh, yeah. And he's a big unit too. Thighs the size of tree trunks.
Tree trucks.
Trunks.
Trunks. Out to the halfway line. Talking a win, it's not just playing havoc on the field, it's playing havoc in some people's ear holes in the commentary box. As we see now the Sharks to the halfway line. This is Tarney. First penalty to the Sharks. Not back to 10, says our referee, Ben Teague. Now they're going to shoot it towards the eastern side off the boot there of Kyle McCarthy, and the wind will send that flying over the touchline. So their second opportunity here to see what they've got in attack here this afternoon up against the Rosellas. They take the tap. Harris just goes back to where he will tap it, and there it is, given it away to Will Clark, and he takes a tackle there of Petro, and they drive him back to the 20-metre line, down by 10. Approaching the 12th minute mark of the first half. Payton, beat 1, beat 2, knocked down, could be 6 to go. Referee says, was it touched? No.
No, he just signalled knock back.
He said knock back. All legitimate, back to the left-hand side of the field. It comes through Green, offloading the ball again at every opportunity. Third tackle. Who wants the ball now? They go to the left-hand side. Green on the inside. It's Osborne. And the defence wraps him up. 8 metres away. Back in the centre. Tarney charging. Can he go close? That he will do. Denied, though, by a metre. Harris. Back to the right-hand side. McCarthy offloading, kicking into the in-goal area. Ball beats everybody, I think, over the dead ball line. Or was it touched? It was helped. Rosellas have had to get a hand to it. They might have even got a leg to it. Might have a look at the replay if we can of actually what happened there. But it has resulted in a goal line dropout here, Craig. So they'll get the ball back, the Sharks, from underneath the goal post. As the kick is a good one, goes 48 metres on the fly, and Ryan O'Connor steams back up from the 10, up to the 10. and he'll take the football down. Here they come again. Bit of possession in their attack here. This is Kupu down to the 30-metre line. Back to the left. McCarthy gives it away to Tani. Finding it hard, the Rosellas, to put him down. They finally do it now. He'll play the ball, Tani. Back to Harris. Short it goes to Kupu. And he's upended. Strong tackle there from the Rosellas. 8 away. Harris, they work the right-hand side, the eastern side of the field. They're 5 away from the Rosellas line. Last tackle now for the Sharks. What are they going to do? McCarthy is going to kick it for his winger out there. And Donnelly, can he get it? No, the Rosellas get it through. Callan Richardson, classy winger, classy catcher too. Takes it.
No, he's dropped that.
He has dropped it.
Yeah, he's dropped it. There's a line drop out here. And this is where Port really now, this will be their second repeat set. They need to put tries on the board.
Well, have a look at this. This is the catch. Well, the intended catch, but he's got a push in the back. Then he's lost the ball.
He's probably a bit unlucky there because you're not supposed to attack a player with the ball, so probably a bit of luck there Port's way.
So back to the 40 with the dropout. Now to the 30. Well, we heard there from Craig Higgins. The Sharks here, fortunate to get the football. Maybe a bit of karma. Have they lost it forward? They have. Well, they're surrendering the football back to the Rosellas. And a little bit of justice there, you might say there, Craig.
Yeah, possibly there. But as I said, I think Port really had to put points on there. West defence has been pretty good. They've both got sets, return sets from kicks. But, you know, I just think they had to put points on. Otherwise, I think it could be a long afternoon if it keeps going like this.
Well, they have been able to score a fair few points, though, on a beaten side, the Sharks, over the last few weeks. I mean, you know, they knocked up 16 against Souths in round 1, you know, 18 in round 2, 16 last week against Cessnock. So they have got a few points in them, but so far, not what the coach in Adam Brown is expecting here at the complex. Back to Tafua. He got the ball away. They're keeping it alive, aren't they? Look at that. Now it's gone forward. Referee, though, has always said it's gone backwards. Well, we're right in line with that. Maybe a touch-and-go situation there, but we'll go with it. As the Rosellas now throw forward. This is Tani again. Out to the 10-metre line. They go through Petro. Plays the ball back to Wolford. He now sets it across to the 6 in Porter. He now finds Tafua, and Tafua is going to be tackled about 30 metres away from the Sharks line. Wolford again. Now they work the right again. Here's the kick off the boot of Murray. This one's going to go in between the fullback and the winger. Going back is Osborne to collect the football, and he's been crunched. Good chase there, Craig, from the Rosellas.
Yeah, good work by winger Callan Richardson. He'd have nightmares of being up here last year when he had a badly broken jaw, so it's good to see him back playing footy, and that was a good chase.
10-0 if you just tuned to Bar TV's live and exclusive Sunday afternoon football coverage here. 10 points to 0. The dominant side, one might say, the 2014. They're going through a hat-trick of premierships. The Rosellas, not since, what do we mention at the top? A hat-trick of premierships, not since 97, 98, 99 have they been able to achieve that. The referee's going to blow this up. Was that the last tackle? It must have been the last tackle. And
bad blue by Port there. They got a gale there. They just should have put that down and had West coming out of their own territory. Now they're on the attack.
Tafua. Kyle McCarthy. Impressive against Cessnock last week. This is Wolford. Down to the 20-metre line they go, the Rosellas. Playing the ball there is Miller. Wolford across this time to the halfback in Brad Murray. Been at Wests since 2011. Wolford. Again, Porter cuts out one, gives it away now to Ale. Comes back on the inside. Referee said play on, and they're going in the score. Well, that looked like it was slow motion.
They West just seem to be building. They're hitting them up the middle, then going out to the left-hand side, and it's creating all sorts of dramas for Port at the moment.
And Ale goes all the way. Won a few premierships at the club. Of course, played a lot of his earlier days as a West junior as well. Jim and Ale and Steve Gordon. Gee, he's going to have a tough one, though, with the kick. Here's the replay of the try. This is where it started from. Speaking of slow-mos, we've got the replay to the left-hand side. Well, we thought we'd see the try in slow-mo as it appeared live in slow-mo, so why not? Here it comes, Ale. Here's the try. Just look, waltzing over, and he's gone all the way to score, and that's how easy it was, and that wasn't even in replay mode.
And I think
that was live as you could see it, Craig.
I think some of the Port players there thought it was forward, and they've acted accordingly, but the old saying is just play the referee's whistle.
All right, back to live, and it's fell off the tee. So where's Wolford? He'll have to come back down this end. Give him a whistle, Craig. He needs to get back up the other end of the field. Isn't that his other job apart from playing at dummy half to put his...
It will be today.
Well, the call hasn't gone out. You're the the opposition's trainer, so you better keep quiet. Here's the kick now from 15 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Jade Porter. Yeah, second time. Yeah, let's give a whistle out to Wolford. Where is he? Here he is, coming up now from the halfway line. Nice of you to come back down the other end of the field. Yes, his job description, runner, holder of the ball, everything here this afternoon. He'll want more money from the real NRL. This is outside the job description, Craig.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He'll be doing an extra bit of running today.
Oh, he'll be puffed. Don't make any mention of that, though. Here he comes now, Porter. With the goal kicker, of course. No, Porter doesn't want to kick it. Steve Gordon has the chance. Well, they've lowered the ball, as you can see on the tee. Quarter of the match gone. Will this be going over? We'll find out shortly. No, he's missed it. So 1 from 3 off the boot of Steve Gordon.
It's definitely not a day for goal kickers. You wouldn't be paid to do it today.
Definitely a day not for spectators too, but the Hardy are in here, rugged up. Looks like half of them are at Mount Kosciuszko. We're expecting snow, are we? But it's a beautiful afternoon. It's funny, like the breeze comes up in blustery conditions, then it dies off, then it comes again.
Yeah, that's why it's really hard to judge out there.
And here's the kick. And we're not too far away as well from the Williamtown Airport here, so spare a thought for the pilots trying to land the 737s here this afternoon as well as Wolford. Oh, hold on, he's not going to get the ball now. We've seen a loose ball.
Yeah, I think he tried to milk that and paid the price, actually.
You're rushing it.
Yeah, well, he has paid the price. The price tag on that, well, unlimited. 20 metres out, Craig.
And as I said, this, I know I keep harping on, but Port definitely, they've got to go over the line here. If they, you know, they've got 6 tackles camped inside their 20, this is where it's got to happen.
Let's see if it can happen. Who will we look for it to happen, Craig? Any one of the 13 out there possibly is Gudgeon.
Yeah, I think, especially down that right-hand side, they've got some pretty big units down there.
Here they go, the left-hand side. Well, that is the opposite side. As we see now, they go down to the right-hand side again. Back to the 13 in Rangi. He'll charge towards the goal line. A metre out. Can they crack? Rosellas back on their goal line. Throwing it around. This is the opportunity through Clark. He'll barge towards the goal line. Plays the ball. Hard to put him on the deck. Back it comes to McCarthy. Goes himself. Oh, that's a high shot around the neck, but it's gone up from the chest, so it's play on. Not a high shot at all in the end. Back to the 6 in Green. Lost ball on the ground. Play on. They're throwing it around. They've got an overlap. If they can kick it, that's what they do. Looking for the winger. Ball bounces it into touching goal. Well, from nothing, nearly into a perler.
And they've let a front row kick the footy. You don't see that too often. He may never kick again, I'd say, after the coach sees that.
With the wind behind him, they said, have a go. Have a go. What else could you do wrong?
You got to give credit to West Defence there, but they, you know, they're not giving too much up.
Out to the 30-metre line. Here's a penalty. Not getting off in time. Well, penalty count up around 4.
Strip.
Here's the kick. It was a strip, and Murray bangs it into touch. 4 metres short of the halfway line. They take the tap and advance it over the halfway. This is Warren Shillings down to the 40-metre line. Down by 14 points to 0. Live and exclusive here on Bar TV. Sunday afternoon football. Peter Jolly and Craig Higgins in the commentary box for the Newcastle Rugby League. As we see now, Porter back to Miller. Takes the tackle there of Rangi. And another one downstairs as well. Wolford. Back to the right again. Back to Tafua. Up towards the 10. Still going. Hard to put away. McCarthy says, come back here. Wolford. You can just sniff something quite possibly could happen shortly. It says Mannion. Short by 4. Wolford from dummy half. He'll burrow. He'll be hard to stop. And he's gone all the way. Wolford scores in the corner. 18-0. 17 out from half-time.
Well, Adam Brown won't be happy with that. Once again, they've held him out for 5 tackles there, and that's a 5th tackle try from dummy half. That's pretty soft. So I'd say you look at the video and someone will get a kick in the backside for that one. But once again, Port, they hung in there. We've got the replay now.
And this is how it unfolded. Quick play the ball was the order of the day, and they caught the 3 napping in Robert Gunston. He didn't know where he was. Certainly not on this field, and they just nuggeted towards him and barged all the way. And the 14 was in Gaga land as well, Jared Donnelly. And it's 18 points to 0. 16 minutes out from halftime. Here's the kick. Well, here's Wolford. Next to him on this occasion, he says, come on, I'm going to be here. It was my try. I want you to kick it as well. And the breeze will go across the field here to the left-hand side. So it could be a chance here. I suppose you're a chance every time you've got a conversion, but the wind could take this. So aim it to the right and bring it back to the left could be the ideal strategic way to do this.
I think today it could go anywhere, to be honest.
The mouth guard just dropped out of Wolford's mouth there as well. So everything on display here in round 4 of the Newcastle Rugby League. Here's the kick from Gordon. He's bringing it. Oh, well, we said strike it to the right, but that's gone out to the airport. That's on the runway.
He shanked that one.
Shanked it.
Looks like my golf.
When was the last time you shanked your golf ball? Bit of golf in the up at.
I'm a low golfer.
What's the handicap?
As high as it goes.
All right, well, back here, Bar TV in 2014. Peter Jolly and Craig Higgins bringing you this match here this afternoon as the ball just falls off the tee again. Well, the wind is playing havoc as there's the kickoff. Downfield it goes. Down to the 10. So close to that eastern touchline as well. And the Rosellas. Well, it seems like they're doing it for the whole half, bringing it back outside their own goal line. As we see now, back to Miller. Taken into the ground there, of course. Not 1, not 2. Gee whiz. It seemed like the whole team was on him. They pushed him and he's lost it, but penalty to the Rosellas here. 25 metres out from their own goal line.
And it
I was just going to say, just silly, dumb penalties.
It is, and that's what it's. You know, once again they've done. This is probably 4 times now where they've kicked 3 good tackles, penalty, and once again allows West to get down their end of the field. And the way they're attacking West, well, once again Port's under pressure.
I mean, if you take all the errors out of it, you've got a team that could be competitive. Comes down to the A word, doesn't it? Attitude as well. Wolford to the right hand side. This is Finn. Gee, they must be tied in defence.
Oh, they've done plenty of work.
That's why they're down by 18 points to 0. Back to the attacking ability of the Rosellas. This is Lucas Miller. Second season for him. Popped the ball out the back to Murray. Goes himself. Back to Mannion. Offloading. No, he goes down. Takes a tackle there. The Tani. Wolford. Beat 1. Wolford throwing it out the back. Mannion. Offloading. Can he? He usually flicks it, but he couldn't on this occasion, but he'll get a penalty. Let's have a listen. There's the shoulder saying from our referee this afternoon, Beg Teague. Well, as we said, just dumb play by the Sharks.
Yeah,
what the coach is expecting.
No, they've got to improve their discipline, especially against a side like this. I mean, they're giving them too much ball as it is.
This is Miller. Wolford. Tafua, hard to stop from there. Barging to the 2 metre line. Wolford. Back to the left-hand side. Porter. Short ball. Close. Losing it. Sharks ball. Referee pulls it up. No advantage here from our referee in Ben Teague. And that happened right in front of our touch judge over there in Dylan Clark. He's on the eastern side of the field as well. So, the scoreboard. It's reading, as we see it right there, 18 points to 0. And thank goodness for Bart TV. I can't see a scoreboard within 36 kilometres. But all we know, it's one-way traffic. 18 points to nil here at Lakeside Oval. Many people might have got mixed up with the ground here. A lot of people would have been heading up to Tomaree, I guess, but not the case. We're not at Tomaree. We're on the banks of the dam, 25 metres out from the line. Back across to the Sharks' side of the field. Here they go down the sideline, but they're not going to go far enough, and they're in the touch.
Once again,
she knows how to put the flag up. Kylie Ayler, she's had a bit of practice this afternoon.
Once again, but they just cough up the ball. They must like tackling the boys, because that's what they're getting, plenty of tackling practice. And it's a couple of the Port boys, they look a bit knocked around at the moment. They're hands on hips, hands on shoulders.
Well, they've only got 12 minutes out before Oranges. Do they still have Oranges in the real NRL, Craig, or is it the Gatorade this year?
I think it's the Gatorade, mate.
The budget alive and well. Back to Porter. Back now to Gordon. Offloading the ball out the back. Beat one. Still going up over the 20. Still going Ale. Before he's flung into the ground. About 30 metres out. Down by 18, Port. Back through the back line. Porter. Back there down to the 14 in Finn. Takes the tackle there of Bryce Jones. Of course, Khan Doyle was supposed to play, Nate, but a no-show here this afternoon. Do you know what actually happened to him throughout the week?
No,
Doyle?
no idea.
Just hasn't turned up. 12 metres out from the line. Send out the emergency. Doyle's gone missing. Back down to the 10-metre line as Port Stephens. Well, they've certainly gone missing in defence as Wolford. Let's see if they can go all the way again. Wolford's lost it. He's gone missing without the ball, Wolford. Well, he doesn't lose much football, but he's just coughed that one up. And the scrum will go down 10 metres out, 10 minutes out from half-time. It's the West Rosellas leading by 18 points to nil, Craig.
Yeah, Jake Finn coming on for West off the bench has had made a bit of impact there. I think he's going pretty well. Good yards, quick play the balls.
And how do you rate yourself? You think you're going pretty well?
Oh, going great, I reckon.
10 out of 10? 10 metres away from the line. Speaking of the number 10, that's where they are on the field. 18 points to nil. 10 minutes out. Well, there's that magic 10 again from the 40-metre line, from the 40-metre mark of half-time. The Sharks coming out of their red zone. The 2 is Paal. Takes a tackle there of Herman. To the 20-metre line they come. They're not going far, are they? But the Rosellas, credit to them, they're allowing them to advance the football. Sharks, though, out to the 40. Driving in the tackle there. One of them was Wolford. Referee will say, go back there and play the football.
I think Port have to mix it up a bit. The defence up the middle is pretty good here, and they're not going anywhere. So I think they've got to mix it a bit and maybe play them a little bit on the edges.
40-metre line. 4 tries they've been able to rack up in the first 40. The Rosellas, they're going to kick just on the 40-metre line, angling it towards the eastern side, but the breeze brought it back around, and they've ended up getting the football. Collecting it as Justin Smith, noted rep player at the back for the Rosellas, and as we mentioned last week, or the week before I should say, against the Central Newcastle side, he did have speed to burn. He has got a lot of speed at the back. As we see now, they advance it to the halfway line, and they're gone straight through. The support's on the left-hand side. Back to Smith. He's got speed. He'll score. Well, we just said he had speed to burn, and that's why. Good try to him. Smith scoots away. Probably the fastest fullback going around the Newcastle Rugby League, and that's why. Scores it to the right into the post.
Yeah, good try there. Good break by Simon Williams. Really dead. He's a very dangerous player there. He broke through. First contact from the Sharks is a bit poor today, but he broke through, offloaded, and as you said, he's got a stack of speed.
Well, the replay will not lie on this occasion. We won't be slowing this down. Just have a look at this on the replay coming up very shortly. The Bar TV replay is here very shortly. And just Justin Smith, this is how you run. This is how you support as well as Brad Murray looks to convert. Have a look at this. This is how it unfolded. nuggeting, burrowing over the halfway line. Williams, support play inside, and Justin Smith was just going to go all the way. And the closest Sharks player there was Brody Lamb in support, but he couldn't even get a fingernail on him. Here's the kick. They've kicked it. Murray bangs it over from right in front. So 22 points to 0. 8 minutes out from half time. Add another 2 on top of that, and it's 24 points to 0. And it's been a luckless first half for the Port Stephens side.
Yeah, that was just straight up the middle there. The coach won't be happy with that. Those tackles have to be made, and it wasn't. Hence, try.
24-0. If you just tuned to Bar TV, wherever you may be listening, thanks for tuning in via the Newcastle Herald website or the newcastlerugbyleague.com.au website. Wherever you're listening to this coverage around the world, we welcome you to the match between the Port Stephens Sharks and the West's Rosellas on a blustery Sunday afternoon here in Newcastle as the Rosellas. Well, we know that they can strike from any part of the field. Let's see what they can do in this set. That's the 4th tackle. 40 metres away. 10 short of the halfway line. Where will it go this time? They're running it up the middle of the field. That's where they've been able to make good metres as well, apart from the edges. This is Dryden. Wolford. Over the 40-metre line they come now. Where's the kick going to come? Off the boot there of the halfback in Murray. Bangs it along the ground. And Osborne at the back in full-back position. It is him. That was a bit of a high shot. Referee has seen this.
Yep, he got him.
He knows it too. He's finding it hard to get back up. Oh, just look at him sucking them in. Ball's now on his head, trying to get the ball back underway at every opportunity, and that's what they've done. He just offloaded it there to the 7 in McCarthy, and he's banged it into touch, and it's a great finder as well. Finds the line right on the halfway line, and they've lost the ball. Story of the first half, back to the Rosellas. They don't even want the football, the Sharks, unfortunately, so far in this match.
That's just not good footy, that one. First one off the tap after doing all that defence.
This is Finn. Away now to Miller. Runs to Ryan O'Connor. James Wolford giving it away. This is Brad Murray. Peter Mannion on the ground. Picked up by Simon Williams. Beat one. Stepped off the right foot. Looking for support. Still going. Dancing around. Put on a step. And he's down. 18 metres out from the Sharks line. 4 minutes remaining. First half. Back from Murray. On the angle it comes again. Another defensive workout. They're offloading the ball. It's gone backwards. Back to Smith. Oh, he's been flung into the ground. Penalty to the Rosellas here. 4 short of the goal line, Craig.
Yeah, and Osborne got one back there. But I don't see Port being able to hold him out here. Another set of 6 for the Rosellas, and they're looking pretty sharp.
Wolford takes the tap. On it comes to Jake Finn. Losing the ball. Was it raked out? Referee said no. We'll give it back to the Sharks. And this is where they find themselves with the ball. 8 away from their own goal line. With 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. In the first half, Willie Palau. Offload. Oh, he's lost it, but yeah, penalty. Well, no penalty. He's just saying it's gone out the back. So let's see if we can pick up the referee here, possibly. The ball looks like it has been on the ground.
Okay. That's why it's a scrum.
And that is, well, obviously that's why it's a scrum. It's just going to be interesting to see which way he gives the feed to.
I thought I seen him originally indicate a West knock on, so like you said, it's going to be interesting to see who actually comes up with the ball.
Well, Trent Green, he's got the ball in his possession.
Yeah, well, that's what I saw. That's what I thought originally. Called a West knock on.
As the Sharks needing to hold on to the football in this set, cannot allow the Rosellas any more damage because they have been able to distract pretty much in the first half, down by 24 points to 0. Out to the 30 now. Here's a penalty. Penalty to the Sharks. A rare penalty in the first half off the whistle of Ben Teague.
This is where they'd love to score. There's 2.5 before half time, and they'd really like to put some points on the board. Gee, nearly got cleaned up there.
John Fahey from the Newcastle Rugby League nearly didn't end up in the office on Monday. Nearly got poleaxed in there. Lucky he's got a good duck. As we see now, the Sharks to the halfway line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. This is Kupu offloading at the back. Osborne back there now to a flying Payton. Turns it back on the inside to Osborne. Out the back to Green. Down to the 30-metre line. 15 in from the eastern touch line. And they work the short side. This is Gudgeon playing the football. Only a minute and a half remaining in the first half. Back to Green. Oh, where are they going now? They're losing the football out the back. Play on McCarthy. Flung into the ground from his number 7 in Murray from the opposition. Back from Harris. Watatani. Around the legs is the 12 in Peter Mannion. Last tackle. Back to McCarthy. Out the back. Who wants to kick it? Kupu now says he'll kick it. Losing the ball though is Richardson. He's lost it. Scrum will go down. Sharks ball. Minute on the clock. This is the opportunity that they need. 40 seconds out from halftime.
And they really need to pack this scrum in a hurry.
Well, they're all running from everywhere to call time off here. Referee hasn't signalled that. I haven't heard the whistle.
He hasn't packed in yet.
He needs to put his head in. The 11 from the Sharks in Payton does that. Play comes to the right-hand side. This is Osborne. Beautiful ball out wide. Palau comes back on the inside. And he's been met and meted. Plays the football slowly. Referee telling them to play the ball. They work the short side of the field. Brodie Lamb. Not long to go in the first half. And there goes the siren. Siren goes in the background. So that's half-time. Half-time here in the real NRL for season 2014. And it's been a dominating first half for the West Rosellas. They lead by 24 points to 0. And the Sharks, well, they've just been their own enemy, I guess, for the first 40.
Yeah, every time they seem to get a set coming out, West are a penalty, puts on the attack. So I'd say their coach will be looking for a bit of discipline. And obviously I think they've got to mix it up a bit too. I just think they're not putting the West defence under enough pressure. Okay, well, there you go. Well, thanks for tuning in to Bar TV's live and exclusive coverage here this afternoon. Wherever you may be tuning into, Bar TV, of course, there's many a way where you can actually watch and listen to our coverage. Hashtag Bar TV Sports on Twitter. Hashtag Real NRL as well. If you're on Facebook, well, it's simple. Facebook.com/Bar TV Sports. And you can watch the feature match each week as well on Bar TV's YouTube channel. Simply search Bar TV Sports on YouTube for the live link each week, or get down to the 40-odd pubs and clubs, Craig, that show this Bar TV channel. Over 40 pubs and clubs. How impressive is that? Very impressive, and any excuse to go to the pub's a good one, but even better when you can watch local footy. And also, if that's not enough, after the pub to get down to, you can watch all the highlights in front of your own lounge chair in your own home. How good is that? It doesn't get any better. And all those games, of course, is posted on Bar TV's Facebook page, and you know how to use that. And, of course, you'll be going home this afternoon and watching all those games on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I'm right into Facebook. And Twitter, of course, as well. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. And you can watch all grades, not just first grade, Craig. Every single grade in the Newcastle Rugby League. Well, impressive stuff. No one can complain. They can't get enough of their new real NRL. That they can't. No. You can't either. No. Many of our listeners can't as well. So what we might do, we might take a break and come back in approximately 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll have the second half here between Port Stephens and Western Suburbs.
And welcome back to Bar TV's live coverage of Port Stephens up against the Western Suburbs Rosellas. If you just tuned in, West's dominating the first half by 24 points to nil. Port, I guess, Craig Higgins, what, apart from scoring tries, what else do they need to focus on in the next 40 minutes?
I think they really have to look to maybe mix their attack up a bit. As I said, West defence seems pretty well drilled. They know they're quick to adjust, and I think they just have to maybe, just mix it up around the ruck so they're not getting dominated in the tackles. And I think that'll go a long way and to where they can get a bit of quality ball. But at this stage, it has been all one-way traffic for them, and you know about that.
24 points to nil. Yes, we'll get to that. All about one-way traffic. Oh, yes. Have you ever driven on the wrong side of the road? As we see now the Sharks doing a West in the opening stages of the first half. They've gone straight through. Well, could this be a penalty? It is. First penalty going the way of the Sharks. Well, the Rosellas, they were just caught napping, Craig.
Yeah, that's exactly what Port needed to start this second half. A good break there and then a penalty. And if they can capitalise on this and score points, it'll be a great confidence boost for them.
Let's see what they can do. They take the tap and give it away to Kupu. Beat one up towards the 15-metre line. That's where he'll play the football. Getting off him now. They work the right-hand side again. Back to McCarthy. Now on this time, it's with Tarney. 3 in the tackle from the Rosellas. Playing the ball back now to the short side. They come to the right. They're spinning it from one end to the other. Back to O'Connor. Offloading to Green. 4 metres away. Harris goes away to the left-hand side. This is the 12 in Kupu. Said, get out of the way to one Rosella. Offloading the ball. They're going to go close to scoring. Gudgeon.
Flags up.
Flags up, though. Off the arm of the touch judge out there of Kylie Aylett. But, gee, they look aggressive. Keep that up. Keep that going. It could be a different tale for them in the next 40.
Yeah, that was a real promising start. They've come out, as I said, that long break. It's a real shame they didn't put points on the board there. But if they can hold West down here, keep their discipline up, no penalties, I think that, it'll be good for them.
Okay, let's see what they can do. We've only had 1.5 minutes of the first half here. And the Rosellas. 5 tries in the first 40 minutes. Well, we know what rugby league can do. It's a funny game. Sometimes you can come out thinking you're going to romp home. Then all of a sudden you get a bit of a shock, a bit of a scare. Let's see if the Sharks can actually do that to the Rosellas here. Long way to go, though, for them to claw their way back into the contest. But funnier things have happened. They are taking on the favourites in season 2014 as they go straight through. Porter, he's got support. Back away now to Smith. Smith will go all the way. Smith scores. He's coming around and he scores under the post. Well, Justin Smith, they've carved them up again, and that's why they are the favourites in season 2014.
Yeah, look how a game changes. 1 minute we're talking about Port getting on the board and it can turn the game around, and then once again a break up the middle, offload to Justin Smith, and away he goes and run 40 to score under the post.
As we mentioned in the first half, that's his second try. Scored 1 in the first. Played a fair bit of rep footy in his time with the Rosellas, and as we mentioned, speed to burn. And gee, when he gets the ball, like we're about to watch right here on the replay, you know that he's not going to get in anybody's road. Look at this from Porter. Went down to the fullback, drew him in, offloaded, and Justin Smith outran anybody within distance, and he made it even easier for his kicker. And they've scored underneath the post. And that's how you do it. That's why the Newcastle Rugby League is pretty much a running advertisement for speed. And that is exactly what you just witnessed. Here's the kick. They've kicked it.
Yeah, he didn't muck around with the kick. He's not wasting any time in the win. On the tee and away it went.
Straight over the black dot here. And the scoreline reads, as you can see there on your computer screen, or whether you're watching us in the pub, over 60 to 70 pubs across the Hunter region, up through the coalfields, up through the Hunter Valley, out to the lakes and bays. You're tuned in to Bar TV's live Sunday afternoon football with Peter Jolly and Craig Higgins here this afternoon as the Rosellas have the first try of the second half, 30 points to nil. 24-0 it was at half-time if you just tuned in. And they look like they're going to keep that momentum going, hopefully for them and Craig Miller for the next 80 minutes. Next week, of course, Wests will head up to Souths. I think you'll find they'll play them next weekend, as we see now over the halfway line. And, of course, up to mate. Here we go. What's they doing? They're running around at every opportunity. Ale out it comes to the 15 in Dryden. And he's going to be cut down about 25 metres out from the line. This is the Rosellas through the 7 in Murray again. Down to the 30, down to the 10, losing the football. And Gudgeon comes away with it for the Sharks. 20 metres out from their opposition's line. Slow play the ball as Robert plays it. To the 30-metre line they come now. The defence still hard, still brutal from the Rosellas. One of them there was Wolford. Now the Sharks to the 40-metre line. Intercept! Porter's off. Support on his left. Gordon sprinting away to score. And he comes underneath the post. And another try to the Rosellas. 34 points to nil. We've only had 6 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, against the run of play, and that's just something Port can't afford to do, is give away possession in their own half, especially against a side like this. And, you know, they capitalised on it, intercept, and away he went. So, obviously, Barney Miller will be over the moon the way that West have started. But on the other hand, Adam Brown, well, he'd be absolutely pulling his hair out because...
This is it on the replay again, Craig. Did well there, Jade Porter, to get that ball into his grasp, and the support play was even better from Steve Gordon. And Gordon now just went around and scored underneath the post. And Brad Murray will have the kick from right in front. He bangs it over towards the northern end of the oval. And here on Bar TV, it's all one-way traffic in the second half. Live and exclusive. The real NRL on Bar TV. The Herald website, thanks to their support as well. And the Newcastle rugbyleague.com.au. Check out their new Facebook page as well and their new website. All went online this week. Here's the kick from the Sharks. They've been used to this, getting play back underway from the halfway line. Unfortunately for them today, hasn't been quite what they may have expected. They knew that they were going to come up against a brutal and tough and a physical Rosellas. And so far we've still got 33 minutes in the second half remaining here. But right now, it's 36 points to nil as the Rosellas out to the 40-metre line. And in there is Glenn Payton from the Sharks. Plays the ball back from Wolford. Goes for a scoot from dummy half. Out to the 48-metre mark. Wolford. They cross the halfway line. And they go more than that. They've split them again with the support. Couldn't quite offload the ball. Last tackle, Wolford. Player got in the way. Could have went backwards. Referee has said play on. Sharks have said you're kidding. Referee says no, I'm not kidding, as the Rosellas spinning it around. It's gone through about 10 hands so far. Now they're throwing it around. Well, this could be the try so far of season 2004 if they can pull this off. Gordon offloads it and Ale will score. Great try. The best try we've seen in the Newcastle Rugby League for season 2014. Put that down. The try of the year so far. Just from confusion into a 4-pointer. We've seen everything, and what a try.
Yeah, great try by West. A lot of ad-lib footy there. I know the Sharks were blown up a bit there, but I think the ref got it right. He allowed play to go on. West threw it around, and they've come up with the try in the left-hand corner there.
Now, where do you start the replay of this? Do we start it back on the halfway line? Mr. Producer, where are we starting here? This is where we'll start it. Have a look. The replay screen will flash, and that's it. And let's have a look at this. The ball was on the ground. Well, the pictures will tell the story. Let's just observe this in silence and watch the best confused try that the game has seen this year. They're just throwing it around, but the key here is support. Off it goes again.
4.
Hot potato. That's gone through 5.
6.
This is 6 hands, Craig.
Yep.
And then all important pass there to Ale, and he goes in. How many passes?
7. 7 hands out. I think Port might have been a bit guilty there of just dropping off. I think they were waiting for the referee to pull it up, and as you could see by the replay, there was no reason to.
Well, there was a try back in 1990. Gee, I'm going back a while. At Old Trafford in England when Australia was playing them. And I don't know if you remember, but Ricky Stewart put in the kick and Meninga scored next to the post. That went through about 8 or 9 hands, but that was nothing compared to what we saw right there. Rugby league at its best in the real.
And a great goal kick to back it up.
From the sideline, it was a beauty. Wind and everything.
Yeah, especially you don't realise how tough it is out there in this wind, so that was a great kick.
There it is. I think it might have been Cliffy Lyons who scored that try.
But Port here, they've got to keep their heads up or this could get ugly. So they're a good bunch of boys, so I think they'll come back.
That was a while ago, and back here it's 42 points to 0 as the kick goes deep into the goal line area, and bringing it back there is Dan Bamblett. On tackle number 1, the Rosellas.
He's been good for him today, Jake Finn. I reckon he's had a great game.
They're off the bench in 14. Scored a couple against Central Newcastle a few weeks ago as well. He was sent to the sin bin on that occasion. He's got a bit of aggressive attitude in, but that's what you need, isn't it, Craig?
Oh, if you're going to play front row, if you're not aggressive, you may as well not play. So and they've got a couple of good front rows. Obviously, Tafua, plenty of NRL experience, and then Jake Finn's played in the lower grades at Canterbury. So there's plenty there for him, and it's taken its toll on the Sharks.
Speaking of aggression, for the viewers that don't know a lot about the Port Stephens Sharks, the aggression in their forward packs, are they hungry enough?
Oh yeah, they're definitely hungry enough. I just think lack of ball, especially that first, you know, as we said, we went for about 10 minutes when they didn't get the ball, and it was always going to come back and horn them, basically.
Jones, 30 metres away from the Rosellas line. This is O'Connor. Harris. McCarthy. Quick hands. Centre 3/4 in Robert Gudgeon. Playing the ball to the 10-metre line. They advance it. 12 minutes gone. Second half. Harris. Back to the half-back. Kicking in the in-goal area. Smith in trouble. Back into the field of play. Gee, he knows where the kicks are coming. He positions, you know, his positional play is sensational.
Yeah, the Sharks there, just a little dribble through, and as you said, he covered it up real well. But once again, West's defence is so well drilled, there's just no way through there.
Callan Richardson, 3rd season at the club. Wolford advancing it to the 30-metre line. They're coming out of their own end. 3 Sharks in there, but Herman didn't want to go to ground. Referee said, take it back and play the ball. And that's exactly what they do. Wolford. Here it comes out to the 30-metre line. 42-0 penalty to Wests. Coming down with the elbow was the call. There's a bit of niggle.
Walk away.
Miller told, as you could hear there from Ben Teague, to walk away.
I think that was 4th tackle too, and gee, that makes it tough on the rest of the team. You know, you've done the hard yards, 4th tackle penalty, and West are on the attack again.
Inviting them back into their own zone, the Sharks. The 12 is Mannion, taken down there by Bryce Jones. Wolford will not get to the ball, as the referee here is saying the ball, as he was getting up, has hit his leg, and they're going to get the ball back to the Sharks.
Oh, that's a saviour for the Sharks.
In the scrum, Sharks end of the field, 40 metres out from their own line. Next weekend, Port Stephens will tackle Maitland. That's next Saturday at 3 p.m. while Wests take on Souths at Harker Oval on Sunday at 3 p.m. Bar TV will be up at Cessnock for the Cessnock Goannas. Up against, we'll get back to who they're playing as we see the Sharks down the sideline. They play the Central Newcastle squad as they come down to the Sharks to the 40-metre line. This is Osborne, runs to the 13 in Miller. 42 points to nil. Ball played back again. Throwing the pass on that occasion, and they're just losing the ball. Might have gone backwards. The referee says Rosellas' ball if they can get it, and that's what they do. They've been able to capture the ball and make a bust up the middle of the field. Oh, that's a high tackle around the head, but it didn't connect. I think for the Shark, luckily it didn't connect. He could have been sitting out here in the sun on the eastern side. Back now to Porter. Wrapped up. Was he onside? Referee says yes, he was. Ball played back from Wolford. The 16 in Herman. 28 metres away. 42-0. Shillings. Back down to Ryan Petro. He's grassed. Wolford. This is Dryden offloading the ball. The Finn. Popping it out the back tunnel ball. This could be the second best try in the NRL. It is. Steve Gordon. Oh, no. He's called it up. Forward pass. Can you believe it? We just said it was the second best. He should have just let it go and we could have had another highlight.
No, he's pulled it up. He's pulled it up. There was a knock on in there by West.
Do they have footy tab on this result? Well, let's have a look at that again. Why he did pull it up, and this is why. Let the viewer figure this out for yourself. That is the forward pass. No way in the world.
Didn't look like it from here.
Didn't look like it from down there.
Teague's a terrace boy. He's probably looking after him.
Here it is. Bar TV replay. That's the forward pass.
Yeah, unlucky there, West, I thought.
Exactly. Dodged a bullet there, but I've seen many forwarder passes, if you can say that, go in real NRL, let alone that one. Don't know what Ben Teague was seeing there. Did he get a call from the touch judge? Where's our touch judge over here? This is Dylan. Dylan Clark may have got the nod, but anyway, the kick's gone over the top of Justin Smith. He cleans it up and runs into the 18 out there. And they bang him down. 15 out from his own goal line. You don't want to harp on about it, but that would have been another great tunnel ball try in the NRL. Another spectacular one.
And they've put a few of those on today. They've been a real good performance by West today.
I'll walk home if that was forward, as we see now. Mannion, after today, that would probably do me best.
A lot of people hoping you do.
What are you getting at? You're getting at my obstacle course from getting up here today. Is that what you're saying, Craig?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Would you like to tell everybody what actually did happen? Maybe we'll stick with the play just for a moment. You regather your thoughts, because it is a story to tell. As we see now, Rosellas slowly getting to the ball. Wolford. Here's the kick. Murray kicking it between the fullback and the winger out there in Lamb. He's got the ball. He's got the perm, and he's gone down. Well, a big afro on display here for the Sharks. They go the short side. Out to the number 1 in Joel Osborne. Yes, anyway, that story. What was it, Craig?
There's only a rumour.
To know. It's a rumour.
That someone drove up the wrong way coming home from Tomaree.
Rumours. Can you trust rumours? Here's a penalty. Yes, well, the Tomaree Sports Complex was the venue, I guess you'd say. But they changed it, didn't they? Mr. Producer, in the last minute, I got the call. Had to do a U-turn. And if the police are listening to our broadcast here on Bar TV, yes, that was me. But I only went about 4 kilometres before I figured out I was going the wrong way. Now, back to the Wolford.
Yeah, a cardinal sin there by the Sharks, not finding touch from a penalty.
As we see now, they spin it through the back line. This is Mannion. to the halfway line. He'll hear the whistle. There's a penalty. Around the 10th penalty of the match to the Rosellas. The referee here this afternoon, we know his name by now, Ben Teague. Well, he's been consistent in that area as they bang it into touch, and they find it about 28 metres away from their own goal line, the Sharks. Back to Mannion, runs to McCarthy. Ball played back, Wolford. You can just sense something else will come of this as the Rosellas go up the middle of the field, struggling to go all the way though. Metre out, good defence from the Sharks, holding them out so far. Wolford, on it comes to Herman, offloading, and they're in again. Think you'll find
Brad Murray.
It was him, indeed. You called it right. Under the post they went, and Murray untouched under the sticks. 42 points to nil. Well, been a dominating second half again.
Yeah, but once again, as we said before, you know, Port had their chance. They didn't take the kick for touch. West regathered and subsequently scored from it. So you just can't give West that amount of ball all the time. Not the way they're playing today.
And the combination between the try scorer in Brad Murray and Jade Porter, as we see on the replay, this is how it happened. Good support play again, and he went all the way. McCarthy went down low around the legs, but they weren't going to stop him out from there. And it's 46-0 with that try. It'll be 48-0 before we know it.
Yeah, as we said, you know, West have been together for a few years now. They've got a good nucleus of a team. They've slotted in a few here and there. So they're backing up their teamwork. It's all there. Whereas you probably find with Port, there's a few new players in, and they're going to take a little while to gel, even though we're 4 rounds in. Well, are we 4 or are we 5?
4.
Yeah, there we go. We're 4 rounds in. But West, they look slick, look classy.
Here's the kick. Murray. He converts. Touch judges like it. 48 points to nil midway through the second half. A few bolters, Craig. I mean, not necessarily bolters. I think you find they're genuine contenders, I guess. I think this year will really put a few pigeons amongst the cats is Cessnock. Yep. Watched a few games this year, and they're really classy, of course, with Terrence CU. I think they'll be up there at the end of the season. Yeah,
I think you'll find Cessnock will be up there. I think Maitland has a lot to offer. South, I believe they'll be there as well with West. And also Macquarie. I honestly think there's your top 5.
And speaking of Cessnock, we'll be up at the Cessnock Sports Ground next Saturday afternoon when Central Newcastle take on the Cessnock Goannas. You'll be able to watch that match right here on Bar TV. Also Newcastle Herald, and also the Maitland Mercury will probably take that match live as well. Thanks to Fairfax for their support throughout season 2014. And next week, well, I think he's pronouncing the team names as we speak. Craig Miller, the coach of the West's Rosellas, will be joining us right here in the commentary box. Craig, any advice for Craig next week?
No, none at all, mate, really.
Do your best, have a go.
Do your best and have a go. That's it. But once again, we see the Sharks, just bad discipline. And they allowed West out of their territory with an easy kick.
Wolford. He's called it up here. I think he's lost the football. He has. Getting to his feet there was Peter Mannion, 7th year at the club. But everybody's human. 7 years, plenty of experience. And he's just bobbled it as he was getting to his feet to play it back to Wolford as the Sharks.
West have got the luxury there. They take Jake Finn off and bring on Mark Tafu. It's in a great position to be in for a coach.
Green to the halfway line. 48 points to nil. Live on Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald across Australia and the world on the World Wide Web. Payton driven into the ground. Well played back. Middle of the field they work it. This is Will Clark. Takes the shoulder of Steve Gordon and Peter Mannion. The lock forward this time. Rangi running to the 30-metre line. One out to the edge. They wrap him up. This is Clark again. Playing the football. Where will it go this time? Centre of the field. They're going to kick it out wide. They're looking for their winger. Oh, what a catch.
Yeah, well
Bamblett had the Western Sun to defuse as well. And it went straight into his breadbasket. And he's come down with it. And he's been able to capture the football. Quick play the ball. Richardson. Referee said play on. Looked like a bit of suspicious play the ball, but this is Mannion. Takes a tackle there. Over the 30-metre line, up to the 40. Tafua. Haven't seen much of Tafua in the last few moments. I think he's back onto the field. Back to the halfway line they come. Trailing by 48. Port Stephens. As Wolford sets it back to the kicker in Murray. Angling it out to the eastern side. And this is where they collect the ball. Brodie Lamb runs into the kicker. And of course, another one in there was Murray. Playing the ball with 15 minutes remaining here after round 4 of the Newcastle Rugby League. Losing the ball again. Bit of niggle in there. Wolford's in there. Tafua. Just trying to calm things down.
Be interesting to see if anything happened in the play, the ball there.
Well, he's called it off. Time off here. We'll go in and have a listen to our referee here this afternoon in Craig Higgins. Let's have a listen.
Fucking 2 minutes, swinging home.
All right, guys, separate. Separate, guys.
Well, that's
Time's
not
up.
a bad idea.
Port, go away. Aussie, you and Port, go that way. Go away.
That's the problem.
What's happened?
I didn't see anything in the tackle.
There was nothing in the tackle, it was a lost ball.
Throwing the first punch.
So he's throwing a punch?
Yep.
Righto.
Throw a punch.
Joel Osborne.
Hey?
So have you got anything?
That's all right. You make your report. Aussie!
Got nothing.
That's all right, I'll do it. You take it. Okay, mate. I don't need you. It's fine. There's nothing in this. The ball's lost. We're going to have a scrum. You've lashed out. Now you've cost your team the penalty.
In the head.
No one didn't hit him.
You throw a punch, you fucking ball.
Well, there you go. We'll see that throughout the week on the replay, actually, to see actually what did go. They are saying there's an alleged kick in the head. We might be able to see if we can pick up what they are saying, but no doubt this incident will be replayed to both clubs and the NRL throughout the week to see what they are suggesting has got any justice behind the allegations. As the kick goes into touch and Wolford taps it, and the Rosellas continue their surge down to the 30-metre line as Wolford away to the 7 in Murray. Out to the 30-metre line they come. Will they be able to crack 50? Wolford back to Porter, looking dangerous. They're in there in the tackle. They've been able to strip it free. I don't think you can do that. No, you can't. That's why you give a penalty away. Brodie Lamb has just said, give me the ball. But he doesn't know that will give you penalty away. Just silly play there.
And once again, just enabling West to get more possession and obviously looking across the try line here.
Miller. On his knees. Sharks fired up. You can hear the aggression across the ground as the Rosellas inching closer. Wolford goes himself. The support's there. Overlap coming. Here they come. They're going to go close. Mannion goes all the way. Another try to the Rosellas. They've cracked 50. And Peter Mannion, in his 7th year at the club, goes untouched under the post.
Yeah, once again, just too much possession there. And West coming back against the grain. He beat Osborne to score under the sticks there. But yeah, as we keep repeating, you just can't give him this much footy. It's just too hard.
As a coach, do you forget about this? Or for next week? Well, I guess you have to. Here's the replay, though. We'll get back to that as we see the replay coming up. This is Wolford. He was looking, and that's the class of Wolford. You know, he could have just ended up taking the tackle, but he knew if he offloaded it, if he had support, a try could have come, and there was the support in Peter Mannion went around and planted it down. As a coach, what do you do for next week?
I think you just got to, obviously the coach will have a look at the tape. He'll get a bit out of it, but like you said, I don't think you'd want to dwell on it too long. I think you just put it in the back burner and go forward and just tell the boys, you know, forget about it, learn from a couple of things and then just be positive for next week. Who have they got?
Next week they take on Maitland.
Yeah, see, that's another tough task up at Maitland too. They're going well, but look, a lot of it's just been discipline, to be honest. And to give it away penalties in crucial spots, they've piggybacked West out of the territory time and time again.
Craig Miller on the other side of the coin. How do you think he'll be faring?
Oh, I think he'll be quite happy with the way they're done. I mean, they could have come out here at half time and not gone on with the job, but they certainly have. He wouldn't be happy with that, but they've gone on with the job, and I think that's one of the main things that a coach looks for, that once the knife's in, you've got to turn it, and they have turned it.
Well, the Sharks have been able to put this ball into touch from the restart of play. A rare error from the Rosellas to see that ball go over the eastern touchline. I guess Craig Miller, though, he'll be hoping that from a defensive point of view, the Sharks will remain scoreless here. Let's see what they can do on the other side of that coin. The coach, Adam Brown, he'll be desperately hoping that they can crack the defence here. This is the perfect opportunity to have a crack at that.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what Barney Miller will be looking at now. He'll be looking at the nil scoreline.
Let's see what the Sharks can do. This is Clark. 5 metres away from the Rosellas line. Back to Payton. Frustration. You can see he's banged the ball into the ground. Story of the match for the Sharks.
Not a happy chappy. Glenn?
He is not.
Once again, they're in an attacking zone and they put the ball to ground. It's sort of been the sort of story of the day, really, hasn't it? Every opportunity they have had, they just haven't gone on with it.
This is the replay. This is how you should catch a football.
Yeah, Payday, he wouldn't be happy. Well, he's not happy with himself.
Feel sorry for the football. Wolford. Does footballs have feelings? Out to the 40. 10 minutes remaining in this one. Real NRL. Live on Bar TV in 2014 as Ale goes across field. This is Bamplet. Inside the Sharks territory by a metre. Referee has called this one up. Let's go in and have a listen. A Shark is down on his back, or on his stomach. Let's see what we can pick up. That is 3.
Tackle 3. Is he all right?
Looks like he's okay. Getting back into the line. Not long to go anyway. 9 minutes remaining in the contest. As the Rosellas look forward to taking on Souths next Sunday at Harker Oval at 3 o'clock. This is Miller offloading down to the 30-metre line. They go through Jake Finn. Good game off the bench, Jake Finn, for the Rosellas. Was he held? Referee didn't see it because he was looking to the left-hand side. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do here. The referee didn't see it.
If he gets advice from his touchies here, he should just allow him to play it.
He's just saying, play it. What's all the fuss about? Jake Finn says, that's what I wanted to do 30 seconds ago, sir. But you couldn't see what happened. Back to Porter. Tafua was on the inside, but gives it away to Ryan Petro. 20 metres out. Wolford. Been busy. Out the back to Porter. Out it comes to the fullback, offloading the ball to Richardson. On the ground, Sharks ball. And they've set sail to the 30. And that's where they're wrapped up and taped up on the eastern side of the field. As the shadow goes across the field here. 54-0. 8 minutes remaining in the match. The prop, Bryce Jones. We still haven't seen Kane Doyle. Do we know where he is? It was a late exclusion for the match today. Kane Doyle in 8. That's Bryce Jones. Out to the halfway line. Let's see what they can do here. Back to the 6 in green. Offloading to Clark. Wrapped up there by Porter and Tafua. Now to Green, kicking it. Wonky old kick may have gone out on the full. It has. Back to the turnover where he kicked it. 4 short of the halfway line.
You've got to give it to Western's defence, but they've been hard to crack today.
Well, the Sharks are just trying to do anything to crack them.
Yeah, and I can't recollect too many line breaks from the Sharks, unfortunately.
Yeah, Trent Green and Kyle McCarthy, you know, that's their 5/8 halfback combination, but they just haven't been able to get the juggernaut, I guess, going forward here this afternoon. This is Tafua. He'll go the full 80. Tafua, plenty of experience across all competitions throughout Australia, Wolford. Over the 40 they come. This is Ryan Petro. 54 points to nil, Wolford. Short ball, flat. Miller. Looking, flicking, throwing, Porter, running, straightening, offloading, Tafua, support if he needs it. Tafua might go all the way. He offloads the ball, and Miller, he got it from Tafua, and he'll go all the way. Another try. Well, great lead-up play by the West Rosellas.
Yeah, once again, it's Tafua causing the damage, and as I said previously, Tafua and Jake Finn have created dramas all day up the middle for the Sharks, and with the speedy back line, they just capitalise any breaks through the middle there. There's always someone backing up.
This is it. This is the support plays you just mentioned there. This is how you back up. Just follow your man with the ball. It's simple as that. And Lucas Miller goes all the way to score. And it's 58-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the contest.
That's what's been one of the good things of West play today. Every time there is a break, there's been someone there to back up. They've got players everywhere, players with speed, and unfortunately, just as I said for the Sharks, they've just been breaking them up in the middle there. And blokes like Justin Smith and other players that got that speed, it's a deadly combination.
They make 60. The kick's a beauty. 60 points to nil in favour of the Western Suburbs Rosellas, as Murray guided it between the posts. 60 points to nil. You wouldn't want to have a look at the for and against for the Port Stephens Sharks, though. They've racked in, if we calculated on the hoppy, 36, 32. That's 68, 58. And now 60 today. You're looking at around 100 and 150 odd after 4 games of rugby league. Not that promising, but a lot to learn, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Learning from your mistakes and how you bounce back.
And unfortunately for them, a lot of the play today, they've brought it on themselves with, you know, the discipline, like allowing West to get the 4th tackles, giving away a penalty, and they've, as we said, they've just piggybacked them up the field.
As the Rosellas, 4 minutes remaining here on Bar TV. Wolford, hasn't he had a blinder from dummy half away to Porter? Running freely again. Here they go again over the halfway line. Gordon's got support. Where's that support? It comes back there now to Justin Smith. And Justin Smith scores under the post. Bit of a dust up in back play. But that's his 3rd try of the afternoon for Justin Smith. Support play we've spoken about. And it's a running advertisement for support play in the real NRL.
Yeah, once again, West, no shortage of players there to back him up. Something happened in the back play there. I know Steve Gordon's a bit filthy on Joel Osborne there, but West make a line break and there's players lined up everywhere to take the footy.
Let's have a look at the replay shortly of how this all unfolded again. Well, it went from exactly what you're seeing here, from one end of the field on the 20-metre line. That's where we're seeing it now. And this will fill in time too. Have a look at this. Down the touchline they go. Speed to Burn. Gordon. Support play. Left and right. Away to the right. And Justin Smith. As we said, speeds to the Burn. And that's how you do it.
Yeah,
the kick is a goodie.
Just ball through the hands. Steve Gordon went through some fairly flimsy defence there. And as we said, there's plenty of blokes on the inside to back him up.
66. 66-0. 38 minutes gone. Only 2 minutes remaining. Well, we speak about records. We haven't got the record book in front of us, have we? No. But we might have to have a look at that throughout the week. I think West's, it's not quite a record. They've probably thumped other sides by more of a, scoreline of what we've got here. But, gee, it has to be up there, doesn't it, Craig?
Oh, it'd be close. It'd be up there somewhere. But I'm sure there's been higher scores than that put on over the years. I don't think there'd be too many higher, but...
As the kick, again, goes into touch. 66-0. The Sharks just haven't been able to crack the white chalk here this afternoon. But they've got the ball here with 1.5 minutes to go. Put your money on the line. Can they go in here, Cray?
No, I don't think so. Actually, I think West will be pretty. They'll be this last minute. That'll be in the back of their minds. They don't want to try to be scored.
Palau takes the line on. Offloads the ball. The Lamb touching the sideline. Was he? No. Came back on the infield. He's still going. Lamb up over the 10. Backslammed into the ground. 8 metres out from the Rosellas line. Palau.
I think he's a bit knocked around.
Gets it from the knocked around Lamb. Back to the 15 in O'Connor. Losing the ball forward. He's knocked it on. And that about does us here. 66-0 with about 26 seconds remaining in the second half.
Yeah,
Bar TV, making your game the main game. www.bartv.com.au. That's what you're listening to right now. And then we're seeing the scrum. About to pack down. 10 metres out from the line. Siren goes in the background. It's all over here after round 4 of the Newcastle Rugby League. The West Rosellas, too good. 66 points to 0 over the Port Stephens Sharks. Craig, how about that? Just one-way traffic from the word go.
Yeah, I think Coach Barney Miller would be pretty happy with that performance. Oh, he'd be very happy, actually, to put 66 on a team in this division, but he'd be even more happy with the North scoreline. And they've got a big game next week against South, and no better way going into that clash.
And don't forget, that's next Sunday afternoon at Harker Oval at 3 o'clock. And next Saturday afternoon, well, Port will back up to Maitland. Another tough match up at Maitland Sports Ground.
Yeah, it's always hard up at Maitland. It's a low ground to play at too. It lacks a bit of atmosphere. And coming off a loss like this, they've just got to regroup. As you said, as we talked about before, I think put this one under the drawer, forget about it, and come out with a positive attitude next Saturday.
Okay, well, thank you for everybody for tuning in and clicking on and listening to Bar TV's coverage here this afternoon after round 4. Craig, thanks for dropping by and giving us your inside knowledge as well.
No, thanks for that. Enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Well, we'll no doubt see you a lot more throughout the season as well. And next week, we may not go off too early, but we may as well, Craig Miller, the coach of the West Rosellas, will hopefully be in the commentary box when we are up on the commentary position up at the Cessnock Sports Ground next Saturday afternoon. Cessnock will take on Central Newcastle. So that's the match that the Newcastle rugbyleague.com.au and Bar TV will be covering next Saturday. Cessnock versus Central Newcastle. So until next Saturday, I'm Peter Jolly on behalf of Craig Higgins. Well, we'll see you next Saturday. Have a good night.